My child, stop scrolling. You have exactly 9 minutes left before something shifts in your timeline forever. This is not a coincidence that you are hearing this right now, it's a call from the divine. Heaven is watching, and so is the one who challenged it. Archangel Michael himself made a bet. Yes, a celestial wager with the devil. The devil said, "They will ignore the signs. They always do." But Michael whispered, "Not this one. This soul will listen." And now, here you are, holding destiny in your hand. Feel that? That pressure in your chest, that pulse in your palms? It's not anxiety, it's heaven trying to break through the noise around you. Because for the first time in your life, the heavens are fighting for you, not above you. Michael has descended, sword drawn, wings wide, and tears in his eyes, begging you to stay. Because he knows what's about to unfold. He saw what's written on your name. He saw what the devil plans to erase. Your light, your abundance, your peace. The enemy is betting that you'll scroll away, that you'll lose your moment of awakening, that you'll treat this like just another video. But this is the one you were meant to see. My child, listen carefully. Every time you've cried asking, "When will my miracle come?" Michael has marked those tears. He's been collecting them, turning them into keys. And tonight, one of those keys unlocks the gate that's been closed on your destiny for years. But it opens only if you believe, not tomorrow, not later, now. He's standing right beside you. His voice trembles as he says, "Heaven can't interfere unless they choose to believe." Tell them to look up. Look up now. You might not see him, but he's there, radiant, watching, waiting for you to respond. The devil is smirking in the shadows, whispering, "They won't." But what if you prove him wrong? What if, right now, you pause, breathe, and say, "Michael, I'm listening"? That single sentence breaks the wager. It shatters the chains. Because when a soul listens in faith, hell loses its grip. And when you do, a ripple begins. Doors that refuse to open will start trembling. Money long delayed will be released. Love once lost will begin to return. Your body will start healing in silence. This is not superstition. It's a divine exchange. Your attention is the altar, your belief is the offering. Michael doesn't need your fear, he needs your yes. Every second you stay here, the light rises higher. Every heartbeat that believes, the darkness weakens. The devil bet that you'd ignore this. He bet that you'd think it's just another message. But Michael bet on you. You have 9 minutes to prove heaven right. 9 minutes to whisper, "I believe." 9 minutes before the miracle reaches your name. Don't move. Don't scroll. Just listen, because this, right now, is the sound of heaven fighting for your soul. Michael's voice echoes through the unseen realm, trembling with urgency, "My child, the wager is still on." Heaven is silent only because it's watching you. You can almost feel his wings stretching above you, a warmth that brushes against your shoulders, as if light itself is trying to comfort your heartbeat. The air around you thickens, vibrating with divine tension. Somewhere beyond the veil, the devil laughs, his whisper curling through your mind, "They won't choose the light. They never do. But your soul stirs. There's something rising inside you, not fear, but memory. The memory of who you were before the pain, before the doubts, before the world told you to stop believing. Michael sees that spark flicker, and his tone changes, softer now, like a father who's seen too much loss. You have forgotten what you carry, he says, but I have not. You were chosen long before you cried for help. Every wound you have was a mark of preparation, not punishment. He walks closer, the sound of armor, the scent of burning air. His eyes are gold, and within them, you see flashes of your life. Every night you stayed awake, every time you broke but still kept going. The devil saw those nights too, he continues, and that's why he bet against you. He believes the pain broke you. But I believe it built you. You feel the ground hum beneath you, light is rising from it, wrapping around your feet, moving upward like gentle fire. This light, Michael says, is the residue of every prayer you thought heaven ignored. We kept them. We stored them. And now, we return them as power. The devil's laughter fades. A low rumble replaces it, thunder from the divine realm. Michael raises his sword to the sky, and as lightning flashes through the unseen, his voice roars, I have not lost a single soul that chose to stand. My child, listen carefully. The moment you choose not to scroll, you are already winning. Every breath you take in faith shifts the balance. Angels are moving, aligning blessings, rewriting outcomes. The devil wanted your distraction, heaven wants your decision. And right now, as you hear this, your name is echoing through the halls of light. The same light that formed the stars, the same voice that said, "Let there be," is calling you again, let there be restoration. Let there be abundance. Let there be freedom. Michael kneels, not because he's weak, but because heaven bows for no other reason than love. His wings fold around you, shielding you from the last attempt of darkness. You are not alone, he whispers. You never were. The world may think you're just another person watching a random video, but in this moment, heaven knows better. Because the bed is still live, the clock still ticking, and the next heartbeat you take decides who wins, the light or the darkness. Michael's final words before the light engulfs the scene are soft, trembling, sacred, choose me. Choose faith. And watch the devil fall. The light doesn't fade this time, it expands. It swallows the room, the silence, even your doubts. You can't tell where your body ends and heaven begins. You hear Michael's voice again, but now it's deeper, resonating through every cell in you. The gates are opening, my child. But not everyone who sees the light can walk through it. Only those who believe they are worthy. Your heart races. You can feel every prayer you've ever spoken rising from the ashes, transforming into glowing embers swirling around you. Michael steps forward, his armor pulsing with living fire. The devil bet against your belief, not your blessings, he says. He knew you were destined for greatness, but he thought shame would silence you. He thought you'd look at your past and think you're disqualified. But you were never disqualified. You were divinely delayed for perfect alignment. The moment those words hit, you feel something in your spirit break, the invisible chains you never knew you carried. The memories of failure, guilt, rejection, they start to dissolve, like smoke disappearing into sunlight. Michael watches, and for the first time, he smiles. This, he whispers, is what it feels like when the devil loses ground. Lightning flashes again, but this time it's not destruction, it's revelation. You see your future glimmering in fragments, doors opening without explanation, names you once whispered finally calling you back, miracles entering through unexpected hands. Michael continues, the universe isn't random. Every closed door was heaven's protection. Every delay was heaven's design. And every tear was currency for the blessing that's now on its way. He raises his sword, points it toward you, and the blade ignites, not with flame, but with words. Sacred words. They dance across the air like golden fireflies. Abundance, healing, divine favor, return of what was lost. The light lands on your chest, sinking into your heartbeat. You feel it, not as fantasy, but as truth. My child, he says softly, this is your turning point. The moment you stop asking, when will it happen, and start saying, it's already happening. The devil cannot steal from a soul that's awake. So wake up now. Open your eyes, not these eyes, he taps your heart, these ones. You begin to sense movement all around you, unseen wings, thousands of them, forming a circle. You are in the center of a divine battlefield, but for the first time, you're not afraid. You realize heaven has been fighting for you, not against you. And Michael isn't just defending you, he's training you. He leans close, voice trembling with power, you were never meant to run from darkness. You were meant to stand in it and light it up. You carry a signature frequency, heaven's tone. When you speak faith, dimensions respond. When you move in belief, angels follow. He turns his face upward, shouting toward the unseen realm, the wager ends when they believe. The sky fractures. The devil's shadow screams, not from pain, but from defeat. Light floods through the cracks of what once held you back. Michael lowers his sword and looks into your eyes. You just broke the contract the enemy had over your timeline. From this moment on, your story is being rewritten. And what's coming next will silence every doubt you ever had. The air hums with victory. The clock still ticks, but now every second feels holy. You know it, the bet is ending. Heaven is winning. And the miracle with your name on it has just started to move. The atmosphere shifts again, heavier, deeper, sacred. You can feel the vibration of unseen drums echoing through the space around you, like heaven's heartbeat syncing with yours. Michael stands taller now, his wings stretching across the horizon, glowing brighter than the dawn. The wager is not just about belief anymore, he says, his voice steady like thunder wrapped in grace. Now it's about endurance. Will you hold on when the storm returns? The light around you flickers, and suddenly, the world starts to blur. You see flashes of your past, moments where everything felt like it was falling apart, nights where silence felt louder than prayer, seasons when even your faith seemed to vanish. The shadows return, whispering, you'll never make it. But this time, you don't run. You stand still. Because you remember the fire that was placed inside you in the last moment, and Michael smiles, knowing you finally recognize it too. My beloved child, he says, stepping closer, the devil was never fighting your blessings, he was fighting your focus. Because where your focus goes, your power flows. And tonight, your focus returns home. He gestures to the space around you, and you see thousands of lights, souls, like you, all rising, all awakening. Each one burning brighter, dissolving darkness not with war, but with awareness. Every time you choose light in the middle of chaos, Michael continues, you strengthen heaven's side. Every time you love when it's hard, forgive when it hurts, believe when it's impossible, you make the devil lose another piece of the bet. He walks through the glow, each step sending shockwaves of golden light rippling outward. You think you're small, he whispers, but do you know what happens when one awakened soul says yes? Empires of shadow collapse. Chains on generations break. The energy of creation itself bends toward restoration. The sky begins to open. Streams of blue and gold pour down like rivers of light, wrapping around you. Michael's armor gleams, reflecting visions of the future, not fantasy, but prophecy. You see yourself walking into new beginnings, surrounded by favor, peace, and strength you never had before. That, he says softly, is what belief births, not miracles you wait for, but miracles you become. He extends his hand toward you. The moment your fingers touch, an explosion of warmth runs through your body. You feel your heartbeat syncing with something divine, a pulse older than time itself. This, he says, is the covenant of awakening. You are no longer a spectator of the divine. You are a participant. And then, a sound, low at first, then rising. Trumpets. Bells. The sound of heaven celebrating quietly. The devil just realized, Michael says, smiling faintly, that he lost another one. He lost you. You look around, and the battlefield dissolves into a sea of light. Every scar you ever carried starts glowing, not fading, because heaven wants you to remember what you survived. Each one becomes a symbol, a signature of strength. Michael looks at you, eyes filled with both pride and sorrow. The bet is almost over, he says. But before it ends, there is one last test, one moment where everything will look like it's falling apart again. When that moment comes, remember this, silence doesn't mean absence, and waiting doesn't mean denial. The light always returns, but it waits for your command. The wind shifts. His wings begin to fold, slowly. The glow softens, the drums fade. Keep walking, he whispers. Keep believing. Every second you hold faith is a blow against darkness. And as he steps back into the light, his final words echo through the fading sky, you are the proof that heaven never bets in vain. The light around you trembles like it's breathing, expanding, contracting, alive. You feel it pulling you somewhere higher, somewhere deeper than before. The battlefield of heaven begins to fade, and suddenly you're standing in a place that feels both infinite and intimate, a realm between worlds, where silence speaks louder than sound. The air glows soft gold. You can see fragments of memories floating like dust, your childhood laughter, your heartbreaks, every moment that ever shaped you, suspended in divine stillness. And then, that voice again, stronger, warmer, infinite. My child, you have stepped beyond the veil. Michael's presence appears before you, no longer a distant angel but a radiant being of pure light. His wings are not wings anymore, they are galaxies unfolding. His face carries both the calm of eternity and the sorrow of every human tear. This is where heaven rewrites what hell tried to erase. He raises his hand, and suddenly, the memories around you start glowing brighter, every failure, every loss, every wound. You feel them burn, but the pain doesn't hurt. It heals. Michael looks at you and says, "The devil bet on your pain because he believed you'd worship your wounds. But look, you survived them. And now, those same wounds are becoming weapons of light." A vibration moves through your chest, it's your heartbeat syncing with something massive. You realize the air itself is alive with prayer. Thousands of angelic voices whisper your name, not as a plea, but as a declaration. They are singing because you stayed, Michael says. You were supposed to give up, that was the devil's plan. But you didn't. And now heaven celebrates your endurance. He moves closer, eyes glowing with electric grace. You ask why you were chosen for this battle? Because only the broken can teach the world what unbreakable means. Only those who've walked through fire can carry holy fire within them. His voice trembles, but it's not weakness, it's sacred emotion. Every tear that fell was a seed. And now, my beloved child, the harvest begins. The ground beneath you turns into glass, reflecting light from every direction. You see images forming, moments yet to come. You're standing at doors that open without knocking. You're receiving calls that change everything. You're holding hands with people you haven't met yet but were destined to find. You see wealth flowing, not as greed, but as restoration. You see your spirit glowing, unashamed, unstoppable. Michael lifts his sword, no longer as a weapon, but as a key. This, he says, is not the end of the bet. It's the beginning of revelation. The devil didn't just lose you. He lost generations that come after you. Because your awakening will ripple through bloodlines. The air begins to hum louder, like a storm made of music. The light grows until you can't tell if you're still standing or floating. Michael's final approach feels eternal, his hand touches your forehead, and suddenly, you see everything. The reasons behind the pain. The patterns that broke. The blessings waiting in alignment. It's overwhelming, too much light, too much love, but it doesn't destroy you. It transforms you. My child, Michael whispers, his voice now softer than ever, heaven didn't bet on you to see if you'd win. Heaven bet on you because it already knew you would. You feel the last of the darkness collapse behind you, like dust falling into an abyss. The wager is no longer between Michael and the devil. It's between your old self and your new one. And the new you has already won. As the light wraps you completely, Michael steps back into the brilliance and says, "Go now, carry the proof. You are heaven's victory walking in human form." And with those words, everything dissolves, the noise, the fear, the doubt, until all that's left is your heartbeat echoing with divine certainty. Heaven won because you believed. The air quivers, time itself seems to pause. The silence that follows feels alive, breathing against your skin, waiting for your next thought. You can feel the light still pulsing inside you, but now it's different, calmer, deeper. It doesn't roar, it anchors. Then, a whisper, not around you, but within you. My child, Michael's voice says, quieter than before yet carrying more weight, you've entered the aftermath of victory, the space where faith is no longer tested by battle, but by peace. You glance around. The battlefield is gone. Instead, you stand in a vast field of silver mist, with golden rays breaking through from unseen heavens above. Each ray feels like a hand touching your face, a reminder that love didn't just win, it chose to stay. Michael appears once again, but this time, there is no armor. No sword. Only light. The war you fought was never external, he murmurs, it was the war of belief, the devil's favorite game. He never feared your prayers, my child, he feared your awakening. Because once a soul knows it is divine, darkness can no longer control it. He steps closer, his eyes reflecting stars, galaxies forming and collapsing within. Do you understand now? You were never a pawn in this wager. You were the prize. Heaven and hell both wanted your attention. But you gave it to the light, and in that moment, you broke every chain. The mist begins to move, swirling into patterns, faces, moments, souls connected to yours. People you've touched, people you'll meet, generations yet unborn. Every choice you make from this day forward, Michael continues, will ripple through time. When you choose peace over panic, forgiveness over fury, belief over doubt, you alter timelines. You create new futures. A soft hum rises from the ground, sacred resonance. You look down and see roots of light growing beneath your feet, spreading outward across the earth, weaving into others. Michael smiles gently. You've become a living portal of heaven's energy. Miracles will follow you, not because you chase them, but because you carry them. He lifts his hand again, and you see something glow in his palm, a symbol made of golden flame, spinning like a heartbeat. This is the seal of continuance, he says. The devil's bed is over, but life will still send storms to test what you've learned. When fear rises again, touch your heart. That seal will awaken. It will remind you of this moment. You feel warmth expand in your chest, not heat, but divine electricity, pure and endless. Every beat of your heart feels synchronized with celestial rhythm. You're no longer just hearing heaven, you are part of its frequency now. Michael takes one step back, his wings unfolding once more, this time vast and radiant beyond imagination. The world will see you as ordinary, he says softly. Let them. Because the extraordinary doesn't announce itself, it transforms quietly, completely. He looks toward the horizon, where a thin line of gold meets the edge of eternity. When you walk back into your world, he whispers, the devil will still try to whisper doubts. But now, you know the truth, he only echoes what you fear. Speak light instead. Speak life. Speak destiny. A sudden wind flows, powerful, divine, wrapping around both of you. His final words ride the wind, wrapping directly around your soul, you are no longer the one heaven saves, you are the one heaven sends. Go. The world needs your light. And as his form dissolves into brilliance, you feel yourself falling back into the world, but this time, you don't fall in fear. You land in purpose, glowing from within, knowing that the bet was never about whether heaven would win. It was always about whether you would remember that heaven was in you all along.